the winter months are upon us, and during that time as well, we see holidays and times of sometimes hit or miss when it comes to our mental health. So we know that, we are amped up at Christmas time, and some people as well suffer from loss or sadness. And Melanie McGregor is here from the Canadian Mental Health Association, and you guys are running some really great programs to help people in our Halton region really tackle these hard times. So thank you so much for joining us. And why don't you share with us maybe some of those programs here?
Yeah, definitely. In the winter, sometimes we think about our mental health in a little different way. Sometimes our lifestyle changes a little bit in the winter. We're not getting out. Maybe we're not socializing quite as much. Like you said, there's that extra stress of the holidays. So what can we do? So we offer some different programs at CMHA to really help people explore some different things that they might want to try around mental health. So we have programs on mindful meditation. We've got a Boxing for Health program as well, which can get people thinking about their fitness. And we also run some educational workshops. So we have mental health first aid workshops, which are 2-day courses that talk about how do you recognize when someone might be struggling with a mental health problem, and how do you provide support. So while a lot of people come to those workshops to learn how to support others in their lives, it's also a chance for all of us to think about what are some of those things that we can do, maybe to keep our wellness up there. So we may underestimate things like getting enough sleep, thinking about our diet. Around the holidays, often we go to those get-togethers and maybe we're having a little bit more alcohol than we usually would, or maybe we're eating a lot more than we usually would. So it's around balancing those kinds of things out, thinking about that moderation. Also making that time for self-care. It's always so busy with everyone running around with holiday things that it's around slowing down and thinking about what do I need at this time to really maximize my wellness and feel as healthy as I can.
And Mel, we're hearing a lot in media and on social media about people's mental health right now. It is at the attention, even at the provincial level of government, as well as now the federal level of government. And people are tuning into this. And I think it's really great to bring awareness, because a lot of people who might be watching this today might be suffering in silence. And it's giving people the opportunity, and if you can chime in about the opportunity for people to recognize that most of us will suffer with this at some point in our life.
One statistic that we hear all the time is that 1 in 5 people will have a mental illness in their lifetime. But that doesn't really give us the whole picture, because each and every one of us has mental health. And that means that all of us can struggle at one time or another, whether that's extra stress at work, or whether it's, anxiety from a loss, or whatever it might be. So now I feel like we've come a long way in terms of talking openly about mental health. And now what people are starting to talk about is, well, what are the next steps? Once people start talking, what are supports, or what are some things that we can all do for our mental health? So in addition to knowing what are things that work for ourselves in terms of our health and wellness, it's also important to know about what are services that are available in the community. Where can I get those supports if I need them?
Right.
And one really great thing that people can keep in mind in Halton is that at Canadian Mental Health Association, we offer free walk-in counseling 4 days a week.
Fantastic.
Because sometimes people are struggling and they don't know where to go, or they're not quite sure how to get. It is, face it. If often people are not just faced with wait lists, but with costs as well about seeing counselors. So this is like a walk-in clinic for mental health. It's free. There's no referral, no appointment. Anyone can walk in and talk to a counselor about anything that's going on in their life. And we hear amazing things about it, just getting people pointed in the right direction, also helping them make connections to some of those other services that might be helpful.
Right. And if you can quickly touch upon as well, we're talking a lot about the different types of age groups too, and everyone has some sort of situational depression or anxiety or something about what's happening in life at some point. But we're also focusing on our youth and those teenagers, and what types of programs are being offered. We know we've got the Reach Out Center for Kids, which is fantastic, but are there any programs that are being offered through the schools right now to help our students with bullying and anxiety, depression, etc.?
What we're hearing from schools is that, again, there's a lot more awareness on behalf of the staff, on behalf of the educators, but also on behalf of the students. Because when I go into schools to talk to them about mental health, I'm amazed at just how much they get it. Because when I was in high school, we didn't really talk that much about mental health. It was something that we whispered about. So I feel like we've come a long way. So school boards often are really a frontline place where people can get support.
Fantastic.
So it's around getting that awareness. Even a lot of schools are doing campaigns around Mental Health Week or other things like that. It's even just a great reminder for folks as parents to know that our young people are going to have struggles with mental health as well. And while that's very difficult to see, it's a chance for them to build some of those coping strategies and build some of that resilience early. So when our kids maybe are struggling, it's thinking about, okay, what is going to help this young person learn more about the future, and maybe they'll be able to build some of those coping strategies that they can take into adulthood.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Again, the details are at the Canadian Mental Health Association's branch right here in the Halton region. They're offering amazing programs like mental health first aid, suicide intervention workshops, and free walk-in counseling. You can get all those details online at halton.cmha.ca, and this will be, of course, one of many conversations where we really start to talk more about programs and helping those in the region. Thank you.
Thank you.